Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez is to visit the site of deadly wildfires in the south of the country. At least 13 people have died in the fires in Andalusia, and Spanish authorities say that 4 of them are British. Mr. Sanchez is expected to meet emergency teams and assess the damage from the blaze. Our Spain correspondent Guy Hedgecoe has the latest.
Well, the news is relatively good in that the fire, we're told, has now been stabilised. A fire that began last Thursday, it's burned 7,000 hectares. It has claimed 13 lives as well, and 1,400 people were evacuated from their homes. Those people are now being told that they can start to return to their homes. So there is cautious optimism in terms of the situation. The conditions have improved somewhat in terms of the wind and the temperature. The Andalusian regional president, Juanma Moreno, said that he believes this is the beginning of the end of a terrifying fire. However, we do have that death toll. Just a few hours ago, it was confirmed that a 93-year-old British woman had died from her injuries in hospital caused by the fire. So, people are very much still in shock down in Almeria.
Yeah, and Pedro Sanchez, Spanish Prime Minister, due there shortly. Some of the families of the victims have complained that there was a kind of lack of official guidance, lack of text messages, lack of clear information over how to evacuate.
Yeah, and I think this is a debate that's going to rage on, because this is an area in Almeria which it's inland from the coast. It's not, a big town or city. This is a series of villages, and it's an area with some quite secluded houses. Some of them holiday homes, some of them homes where people actually live. And that appears to be where part of the problem was, and that there was possibly a communication problem in terms of letting people know when and how to evacuate. The local authorities have said that they believe that the people who died possibly did not follow evacuation instructions to the letter. But I think there is going to be a debate about the efficiency of evacuation instructions in the future.
Guy Hedgecoe, well, it's not just Spain, because in France, fire crews, including 2 firefighting planes, have rushed to the Paris region to tackle a large wildfire south of the city. Officials say the blaze, which broke out in the Fontainebleau forest along a major road, is of exceptional scale. France is facing its 3rd heatwave of the year. And in North Wales, a major incident was declared over a large-scale wildfire on Conwy Mountain. Dozens of people in the village of Capalulu were evacuated, and neighbouring communities urged to close windows and doors and avoid affected areas. Brendan Williams has been speaking to those living nearby.
Our dog started barking madly at about 5:45 this morning, and I could smell burning, so it leapt out of bed and realised that obviously something was going on. But the whole area now up there is an evacuation zone, and we don't know when we're going home.
Beyond the smoke that engulfed their homes, the sheer scale of the blaze became apparent. On land scorched by recent hot weather and the flames fanned by 30-mile-an-hour winds, the fire quickly took hold, forcing the evacuation of dozens of homes.
Around 6 o'clock in the morning, we had a knock at the door, and I'm like, who's at the door at 6 o'clock in the morning? And there was a police officer, and I looked outside and I just seen the smoke. I thought, all right, yeah. He said, close all your windows, because obviously we've got a bit of a situation.
2 hours later, there was another knock on the door saying, pack a bag, you may have to just leave. And that to me hit home then, because it's well, how serious is this? What do I put in my bag?
Firefighters were alerted to the blaze in the early hours of Sunday, and as it spread, residents in surrounding areas were also advised to close their doors and windows. The huge plume of smoke could be seen from miles around. We've been advised not to go any further than this, but from here you can clearly see the huge blanket of smoke. You can smell it, you can feel it in your throat, and you can just about make out the flames on the mountainside. Now, conditions up there are described as particularly challenging because of this heat and this strong breeze that's been blowing all day and fueling the fire. The weather is expected to remain extremely hot and dry for many in the coming days, which will only add to the worries of evacuated residents who don't yet know what they will be returning to. Brendan Williams, BBC News, Penmaen Mawr.